Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. The only place where you can get a retrospective of the entire video game industry. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 1981. We last played The Count for the Atari home computer, and if you're thinking, oh no, not another text adventure game, well, can we just appreciate that Scott Adams has made a series of video games? This is adventure number 5, so if you were a fan, you know that you can get a quality text adventure game, and it's going to be a different story or something in a series of adventure games, and at this point, there is really no video game series. No one's expecting an Asteroids spinoff or a Missile Command sequel. There's really not anything. Off the top of my head, I can say that there was an Asteroids Deluxe that was made, but there's really not a sequel or a series that is a precedent right now in 1981. Nowadays, you expect Metroid to have a new game, and you're going to see a new Metroid game at some point because it has a series of video games. But in 1981, no, you just pretty much got what you got, and that was it. So here we go. This is The Count. We last played on the Atari home computer. Let's check out The Count for IBM PCs or Microsoft DOS. So right off the bat, we have the box for The Count. Adventure number 5 by Scott Adams. You awake in a brass bed somewhere in Transylvania. What are you doing here, and why did the postman leave that strange package? This adventure is love at first bite. Haha, I don't think so. So it says to the Count from Yorga on the package. I don't know what that means. Is anything on the back of the box? Oh yeah, there you go. So we always have this overview, the story by Scott Adams. Look at that story. My goodness. So paragraph after paragraph of exactly what we'd expect for the home computer. And he even explained how long this takes to complete. 1 month. I doubt it. As cryptic as most of these adventure games are, I don't think you can complete this in 1 month. All right, for any other artwork we have for The Count. Nope, just the screenshot for that one. All right, so let's see what the manual has. The actual manual. Wait a second. No way. This is the manual for the Texas Instruments The Count, an adventure game designed to challenge your powers of logical reasoning while letting you experience an exciting and interesting adventure in the comfort of your own home, which is what they say at the beginning of every Scott Adams adventure game. In The Count, you awake from a nap to find yourself in a strange bed holding a tent stake. Now it's up to you to discover who you are, what you're doing in Transylvania, and why the postman delivered a bottle of blood. So, is amnesia just the use with video games at this point? Yeah, there is no logical reasoning. It's just, did the programmers program it in for me to do this or not? That's kind of how I played it. All right, so here we go. Have you ever wanted to discover the treasures hidden in an ancient pyramid, or encounter ghosts in an old west town, or visit an ancient civilization on the edge of the galaxy? Well, now you can with Scott Adams adventure games. So this one is bizarre that we got the manual for the Texas Instruments version of The Count when it's supposed to be under, I don't even think we have The Count under the TI-99. We have it under Microsoft DOS for some reason. But here we go. This is part of the compilation that was on the TI-99, which has all the adventure games. There you go. 1 is Adventureland, 2 Mission Impossible, 3 Voodoo Castle, 5 should be The Count. Then Strange Odyssey is 6. Mystery Funhouse, I believe, was 4. I'm not too sure on my Scott Adams adventure game series. But then we have the Pyramid of Doom, Ghost Town, Golden Voyage, and more to come. More exciting adventures to come. So this explains how to put it in. Does it explain anything about the game itself? Make sure the disc is... Yeah, look at all the instructions. For all those computer fans back in the early 80s, remember how difficult it was to load a game up. Man, me and my dad were so frustrated with so many games that didn't just do what they were supposed to. That's where the consoles come in. If you just want to sit down and play a game, you pop it in and you play and it's easy. Oh, there's even multiple sub-series? That's interesting. So Scott Adams strikes again. So we have The Adventure. Okay, so is this the first one? No, it looks like this is just bare bones information. So not anything about the game itself. All right, here we go. Let's play some of The Count for Microsoft DOS, or also for the IBM PC, which would be considered this at the time. So take a look at the graphics. It's still a text adventure game, but they've split it apart with 2 different colors for this one. Welcome to adventure number 5, The Count, dedicated to Alvin Files. Is that a real name? Well, whatever then. Way to go, Alvin. I was put to bed. It's afternoon and I overslept. So if you look at the top of the screen, they always break them apart with what you see. So we can see sheets and a pillow. Let's get those sheets and get that pillow. And then we're lying on the large brass bed. Can we eat the sheets? Last time we tried eating the pillows. It still says yuck, but if we do inventory, we still have the sheets, pillow, and the tent stake. Can we use steak now? Oh, it doesn't understand the command. Okay, so we'll do get up, and we're up. So we're in the bedroom. Obvious exits are north. We can also see a closed window. Last time we tried, the window does not open. But if we go north, we're now at a hall inside the castle. Let's head west. We're in the kitchen. We have an oven, dumb raider, open oven. Oh, it's already open. Okay. What about use oven? Sorry, I can't do that. There's a tremendous amount of heat and sunlight coming out from the oven. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so object exits are east. Let's go east again. We're back to the hallway, and you have to kind of think and remember your cardinal directions when you play adventure games because it's all in your imagination. You're just reading what's on the screen, and then you make up in your head what it is, or you make a map. You actually write down a map. All right, so if we go south, we're now in the bedroom again. Okay, so go north again, and then I want to go east this time. So now we're outside the castle. We can see a coat of arms and a bell pull. Pull bell? A bell rings somewhere. Ding dong. Oh, maybe we ring the front doorbell. I don't know if there's a timing of Dracula or the Count coming to get us after that. Get coat. We got it. It read coat. So something I noticed with IBM PC version compared to other text adventure games, it's understanding a little bit more, or it's a little easier to understand. And I have to type everything completely. And the typing is also so fast compared to the other systems. And that might to do with the emulation, but I can actually type quickly and it works the way I want to. All right, so if we keep going west, we're back in the hallway. So let's go west again. Oh, we're back in the kitchen, east, and east again, outside the castle, and then go east again. We're in a meandering path. I can also see castle towering above me, a fence with an open gate, and a crowd beyond. Look at the crowd. The mob looks angry. Oh, they got an angry mob, of course. I thought that was more for Frankenstein instead of Dracula. All right, so let's go back west. Get that bell. It's beyond my power to do that. Darn, take bell? No, can't do that. Eat bell. Let's just try eating everything in the game. At least it knows we're trying to eat something, and it says yuck. That's fun. All right, so if we go west, we're in the hall inside the castle. Go west again in the kitchen, and we can't go any further, so that's the only way to go there. What about south is there, the bedroom, north, let's go north again. Now we're in the bathroom. You can see the mirror, pocket watch. Ooh, look mirror. What do I look like? Today I look healthy, but they said that I have amnesia but don't know who I am. Wouldn't that be freaky to see yourself in the mirror and you not know who you are? I'm thinking Deja Vu, if anyone's familiar with that adventure game. It's a point and click one that was originally on Macintosh. All right, so we have a pocket watch, get watch. Nope, it didn't read that one. Hold on. There we go. What? Get the watch. Look, watch. Strange. Watch says 30 moves till sunset. Probably was Count Dracula's watch. Can I use the toilet? Ah, that's much better. Oh, I gotta make it like Duke Nukem now. Ah, much better. Who knew you could use the toilet in a text adventure game for the very first time? All right, so we're going to go ahead and stop our showcase of The Count, a text adventure game you can play on IBM PC. Yes, we'll get to Deja Vu on the NES. That's a great one. All right, so we're going to still give this one the same as the other The Count games. We'll give it average for the time, which is 3 stars. And move forward. Let's check out another version. Well, actually, we'll breeze by this one. This is the VIC-20 version of The Count. And we'll take a look at the box. Very different. It actually has a count on the front. Check it out. Same story in the front with the same stupid pun. Love at first bite. Oh, they changed it though. B-Y-T-E. Very clever, Scott Adams. Very clever. So there you go. You can see the difference between the VIC-20. Since it's cassette, it has a little cassette mascot. Plugs directly into your VIC-20 computer. That's awesome. And then they show the other adventure games by Scott Adams. Adventureland, Pirate Cove, Mission Impossible, Voodoo Castle. And then here, number 5. The Count. Yeah, there you go. So 1 is Adventureland, 2 Pirate Cove, 3 Mission Impossible, 4 Voodoo Castle, and The Count. And I read that if you open the window in The Count and look out, you can see the Voodoo Castle from the game before. Like they're all supposed to be part of the same universe. All right, so we'll do the same with this one. 3 stars. We will not go for this one. And then is the last one... Okay, this one's the very first one. So I'll show you this one just to see, so you can see the difference. The one that I would recommend if you're going to play any of them would be the one on Atari or the IBM PC. Let's take a look at the box again. This is basically the same whether you're on the other versions. And then for any other artwork for the Count. Yes, if you have the cassette tape version, it shows you all the different games that you can play. There it is, all 9. Collect the whole set by Scott Adams. And then this is kind of cool. Back whenever you had multiple releases on computers, the developers made it so you could just flip the disc over or make it so that they could play on the other computer. So here they just checked off, or it's almost like they bubbled in a multiple choice on a Scantron. It's TRS-80 version on tape, and you can see it's 16K, and they just bubble it in for, look at all the different computers, the 400 or 800 Atari, the XD Sorcerer's on here, the Commodore PET, the Apple II. Very cool. And then there's the example of the cassette tape for Adventure Number 5 by Scott Adams. So this one's the bare bones. This is the first one you ever would have seen. Let's check it out. The Count for the Radio Shack TRS-80. Only $600 right now. For at least the model, wait, no, actually Model 1 I think is $600 right now. All right, let's see what's on the disc. It does say Model 1 in the top, but we'll do either one. All right, so we do ADV, because we want to play Adventure, and we're playing Adventure Number 5, because that's the Count. What is your name? Can I do it? Yeah, there we go. We put our name in. 15 seconds. We don't have time for that. Oh, I guess it's already done. We're loading faster than usual. There we go. Adventure Number 5, The Count. With the splash, don't accept a pirated copy of Adventure. Or if you're watching this channel and you want to play some Adventure, go ahead and pirate the copy. Everything's public domain at this point. For Scott Adams. Here we go. Welcome to Adventure Number 5. I was put in bed this afternoon and I overslept. So let's get our pillow. And you can see the layout is very, very simple, but they split the screen in two. That's the only thing that these adventure games have going for them compared to other text adventure games. And most of the time, it's just continuing to scroll the text. Get the sheets. Got it. And you notice how it's still scrolling up, so I can't see what's next to do. Oh, I got to get up first. Get up. There we go. And we can't open the window, so now we can go north. And you can see it's this the same text adventure game, just the presentation is just a little different. All right, so that is The Count for the Radio Shack TRS-80. We'll give that the same 3 stars for The Count. Number 5 of Scott Adams Adventure Games. And I don't know if we're going to see anything for the rest of this year for the other ones, because they are out. They all originally came out on the TRS-80 first. And by the way, check out this ad we have for, this is the Radio Shack TRS-80 Model 3 ad. So this would have been out around the same time. You can see there it's $800 for the Model 3. This is the ad that took place between 81 and 82, so check it out.
From Radio Shack, the TRS-80 Model 3. And at $200 off, it's a great value.
It's usually
Select
$1,000.
from Radio Shack's huge program library. To aid your children's education, plan your personal and household budgets, or to entertain with fast-action games. You can even learn to write programs. The TRS-80 Model 3 on sale for $7.99. Only at Radio Shack and Radio Shack Computer Centers, the computer experts.
That's right. I don't know if it's much of a sell to say that this system is that much cheaper. It's still $800, which when I looked up on inflation calculator, $600 for the Model 1 would have been about $1,200 nowadays. $1,200? That's insane. Okay, so actually no, I think it was even more than that. Just crazy to think of the cost like that. Also, notice that the ads for these computers are trying to say you can do the computer for this and this and this. You can do your finances. It's also for entertainment, but you can also do you're managing different things around the house or your work expenses. And like they make it so the computer is this multifaceted thing. And that's one of the reasons why computers survived in North America, but the consoles had that crash. That the computer was not just for games, but that's what we're going to do on the channel. Is it's only for games. All right, so after our stint with Adventure Number 5, let's see what's next after The Count. All right, we're now going to England to play the ZX81, and this is Crash. We have no other information for Crash except this one single screenshot. So let's pop it in and play on the ZX81. Released at some point in 1981. Let's see what Crash is all about. All right, so if you boot this up and you're like, what's going on? It's not even working. It actually is. We have it up. This is the ZX81. When you wanted to play anything on this computer, you had to plug in a cassette tape. Clive Sinclair wanted this to be very easy. This is for the common man computer, and it's very small, like a calculator, but you took just any ordinary cassette, plugged it into the ZX81, and that's how you got your cassettes to start up. So what we do is we hit run first on the command. This is the keyboard for the ZX81, and then function new line, or a new line, which is enter. And then we're in. The game's running. We've booted up a ZX81 game, and we're playing it, and it looks like it's just another Snake or Light Cycle game. But the joystick doesn't work because there is no joystick. So if you look at the keyboard again, there are arrows on numbers 5, 6, 7, and 8. That is how you control most of the games on the ZX81, if because there's no joystick. So just take a look at the arrows, and you'll have to remember thinking of yourself on one of those chiclet keyboards, the spongy ones, and that's how you'll be controlling games like this. All right, here we go. Let's play. So imagine I'm playing with those controls, and it's not easy. I'm going to try to block off the person. It's playing against a computer, so I'm playing one single player, and it looks like it's scrolling through to the other side, which is kind of cool. I think I can block them off. No. Oh, yeah, and if you also go into yourself, then you die. So very, very simple, very bare bones game that we've... the concept we've seen since the 70s. It was actually one of the first video games that was wanting to be copied by other people. We saw lots of clones of this in the arcade. Can I go down? Go, go, go. Oh, he's smart. Okay, so the AI may be really difficult to play on this one, but you can see how simple it is. The ZX81 is meant to be ASCII. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. It was meant to be character-based, so you can tell it's using zeros, and it's not really graphics, or as we would have seen them. Yeah, so if you want to get really technical with the genre, this is not really considered Snake, because the Snake game means that you're moving around, and every time you get a power up or eat something, then your snake grows and gets longer. But this is what they could consider a light cycle game, which is bizarre because Tron and the light cycle game hasn't even come out yet, and we've already seen tons of games in the 70s. So that whole genre naming, or at least the way I was heard of it as Tron or light cycle, doesn't make sense because there's not even a light cycle game out yet. But the one that just continues to move and go from the beginning, that would be a light cycle game. All right, there you go. That's Crash, and we definitely crashed on that one. Out of all the games we played up to this point, it's not bad. It actually is okay to play, slower than we usually would do, but I'm still going to do around 2 stars, considering everything else that we played up to this point. For the ZX81, it's actually pretty good. Half star. Chiptune, you're brutal. What about all those Brits over there that this is all they had? They probably, hopefully had a Philips video pack. At least I hope they did, besides just this computer. But I'm going to go 2 stars for Crash. And with that, let's see what our next game is. We're moving on to the handheld world. This is Crazy Climber. Originally, we saw it in the arcades. And here we go, in the palm of our hands. We're going to play Crazy Climber, or possibly. I'm not sure if we will or not. Let's take a look at the box for Crazy Climber. There we go. This is by Bandai Electronics Arcade. And oh, look at the sticker. We got a KB toy sticker. KB recommends alkaline batteries. Thanks. I didn't even know KB had a mascot, but there it is. So this is you controlling the climber's movements as you avoid obstacles and try to conquer a 49-story skyscraper. Oh, probably just because it's Crazy Climber, right? I'm a big fan. So if you look at the console itself, do we got any other artwork or pictures of it? Let's see. Besides that, no, that's it. We just have the box. Oh, we have the back of a box too. So flipping it over, nice. There we go. Utilizing joystick controls, move the Crazy Climber up the skyscraper 49 stories to score points. So it's a handheld, but it's one of those handhelds that you could put on a tabletop, like a larger one. Not the full-on Coleco ones yet. We will see those soon. So it's showing us how to control it, which is nice. It's using the 2 joysticks that you would have seen and played in the arcades for both hands, left and right hand. And the back of the box is giving us lots of info, like the scoring. It has birds that drop things. Birds and droppings. So the condors are going to be dropping poop on us, it looks like. And then we have, yeah, there it is. Oh my gosh. Do you guys see that? They actually described on the back of the box, this is bird dung right there. Thanks, Bandai. And then it shows the windows that open and close. We have flower pots that come down after us. And so, fingers crossed. Let's see if this actually loads up, because most of these handhelds probably do not. So at some point in 1981, we got the handheld for Crazy Climber. So this is a very zoomed-in view of it. We have some sound effects, but looks like the emulation is not complete. Yeah, they haven't got everything down, but you can see some of the graphics that they put in for the pots falling and people opening windows. Yeah, it is pretty glitchy. Darn, it doesn't work for us. It is busted. So since we can't put it in the palm of our hand, I'm still going to give it a rating, but it's going to be a low one. If anyone can get a way that we could run this, then we'll re-rate it. But in the meantime, I'm going to still give this one for the idea of two hands that you could play and move the Crazy Climber up and down. I'm still going to give it average at least. Yeah, for all the other handhelds, I'll do 3 stars. We'll keep it average for now. If we're able to play it at some point, then it'll be different. Yes, we haven't got to any of the Tiger games, but I still would say this would be better. All right, so that's 3 stars for Crazy Climber. Pretty cool handheld. I wish we could play some of it. Let's move on and see what our next game is. Who knows where we're going to go, and this is proof. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Crazy Kong. For everyone that was leaving comments in the chat or comments on YouTube and wondered, where's all the clones of Donkey Kong? Well, this is one of the big ones. The same year that Donkey Kong came out. Amazing. All right, let's take a look at the artwork for Crazy Kong. Wait a second, that's the wrong picture. This is actually for the Commodore 64, I think, artwork. That's the one we want, the advertising flyer. So this was originally released in Japan. Who did the knockoff for this? Is that Koei? But you can see they have almost the exact same PCB as Donkey Kong. So I'd love to know what happened legally when a company releases this the same year that Donkey Kong comes out. There's the example of the arcade cabinet. I mean, they're not pulling any punches. It's totally Donkey Kong. It's so close, even the artwork. Oh, there we go. We got another example of the arcade cabinet for Crazy Kong. Yeah, that's a good guess. Let's see when we boot it up. So for controls, it's just like Donkey Kong. Same thing as before. There's our arcade marquee. And got some fun artwork on the side. Awesome. All right. For different versions, we got a lot. We have the Alka bootleg. Bootleg on Galaxian hardware, Mooncrest. So they're basically taking other PCBs and converting those with Crazy Kong. We have the Orca bootleg Scramble. Then there's also the name Big Kong, Donkey King, and Monkey Donkey. All of these names are essentially the same as Crazy Kong. So if you were hoping we would, why did you miss the bootleg of Donkey King? Well, this is it. This is all of them within Crazy Kong. Here we go. Let's go to the arcades and play some bootleg Donkey Kong. At some point in 1981, so it developed by Falcon and Zaccaria. Yes, so it is Italian as the distributor, but Falcon, which means this would be in other parts of Europe for this release. And there it is. Crazy Kong. It's so crazy. The colors are different. This is not even close to trying to be something else. And considering we played Casey Munchkin, you know, that actually looked different than Pac-Man, this is a total ripoff. This is almost exactly the same. All right, let's put a coin in. Oh, I'm scared. And we're pushing start. Oh, they're trying to make the sound, but it's not the same sound. Do they have the music? They're just taking a few notes away, I guess. Oh my gosh. Mario actually makes noise. He sounds like a Japanese man running for his life. Yeah, the sound effects are bare bones, but it's like they almost just took away certain things of the original Donkey Kong here. It's crazy. So this is actually the Brave Carpenter, but he's making noise like he's doing a karate chop. Oh my gosh, I don't believe it. Was this really 1981? I feel like that's too soon for Donkey Kong to come out. Yes! We made it! So we don't have a manual for this. I don't even know if they label it as the brave carpenter or the beautiful damsel. Whoa, look at this, a totally different mode. They mixed together several different scenes here. It's like the Pie Factory mixed with something else. Awesome. Oh, we're on a conveyor belt. Does it move me back and forth? It doesn't. Oh man, Death by Pie. Everything in the game is almost the same sounds, but they're just taking a few notes away. But it doesn't differentiate it at all. But look how crazy he looks at the top. That is totally a crazy Kong. Here we are running around picking up Pauline's things she left around the Pie Factory. I don't even think we can get to the top. Be tricky. Oh no. Let's see if it raises it up. So now we gotta... Oh, it worked. Yes. Got it. We're still going. This is nuts. I can't believe this is a real game. Oh no, and they probably still have fall damage. That always frustrated me with Donkey Kong whenever you jump from a high height. If you're used to the older Mario games and you come to this, and you're like, what's wrong with Mario? He can't fall? Because you can fall as far as you want on the other ones. Oh, I'm getting baited by this fire. He's just hanging out. Oh, what? The animation, though, they really made Donkey Kong look insane. That really is Crazy Kong. Yeah, we're going to get to the 2600 version a lot later. Oh, see, I can't even go across. Go away. There we go, there we go. Keep going, go, go, go. So there's slight variations they've changed, but it's really nothing to differentiate from Donkey Kong here. To hear Mario do karate chop sounds is completely worth it, though. Oh man, so this is a little harder to get to the top. They changed the pattern of the springs that I'm used to. Yeah, I had a few people that's all they knew for the 2600 Donkey Kong. They didn't know or even play the arcade one. I played the arcade one from the Nintendo collection they had, the Donkey Kong Classics. And that's where I first played it, but I didn't play the Atari one. I knew a lot of people that they only knew about the Atari one first. And this fire guy is brutal. When I first did play the Atari one, I was just laughing. It looks like the gingerbread man throwing cookies. Alright, that's it. We're going down. No, he didn't get the momentum to jump forward. I can't believe that. Alright, let's try again. Okay, it looks good now. Here we go. Trying it again, going for this side. Quickly, quickly, quickly. At this point, if this came out nowadays, we would call this a hack. Back then, these bootlegs or rip-off games, it's essentially a hack. But now they would just call it a full-on release. That's why we're considering Crazy Kong or Donkey King or Donkey Monkey. All these games we're still going to be showcasing and playing because they're full-on games that you would play. All right, go, go, go. Got it. Oh, no, I did that one. After I played the one on NES, then I was able to play Donkey Kong in the arcade at one of a classic arcade had it called Nickel Mania. And, nope, not going to make that happen. Let's go. And if you've ever played the NES one was actually designed to be just like the arcade. That was one of the selling points of the Famicom. So whenever I played the actual arcade version, it seemed exactly the same as the other ones before. Come on, go, go, go. Now I want to know if there's any lore to this. I really do want a manual, and I want to know who I'm playing as, or what they refer to Jump Man, or Action Man, or however you would want to call it. Love it. This plays identical, looks identical to Donkey Kong. There's almost no differentiation between the two. Aside from sound effects, all they did was palette swap a few of the graphics, and it's the same idea. Oh, wait, I gotta go to the other side. Oh, now we got the fire guarding the last one. Don't think I'm gonna get to it. Not even close. All right, we'll go ahead and stop there. That was Crazy Kong, and just for fun, let's see if there's any differences between Monkey Donkey, if Monkey Donkey even runs, or if it's the exact same game. It might be the same with a different title. Let's see. Yeah, it's basically the same thing, and then Donkey King, is that the same one too? They might just have different titles, but it's the exact same thing as Crazy Kong. Yeah, he looks absolutely insane. Yeah, so same thing there, and yeah, we won't even do Big Kong. So for the time, this one's tricky because we already have Donkey Kong this year. Donkey Kong is for sure a 5-star game. Crazy Kong is not, but it still could have been some of the games in Europe that people played before Donkey Kong. So it's kind of crazy to think of it. It's like an alternate universe or dimension where people in Europe had seen and played Crazy Kong before Donkey Kong. So it's still high up there because it plays the pretty much the same as the other game. I don't know if I want to give it the same as a 5-star rating, but it is up there. So for Crazy Kong, considering it still plays like a Donkey Kong game for this time, I'll still rate it really high. I'll say 4.5 stars, but let's hear from the chat. Does anyone think that this game should be just stricken from the record because it's not even the official Donkey Kong? It's not by Nintendo. Should it even get a high rating, or should it be because it's just copying something that's already there before? Let me know what you think in comments because it's a clone. I heard 3-star. Since it's a clone, it shouldn't be as high. I definitely wouldn't want to go 5. I was actually going to consider 4. So yeah. Oh yes, you've missed this one, but I will go and go 3 stars. So well, I'll do 3.5. We'll bump it up just because it is an exceptional clone, even though it is a clone. So 3.5 stars for Crazy Kong. That was, and several other ones. Now, if you thought that was the end, no. The same year, there was Crazy Kong Part 2. So in Japan was where Crazy Kong was first introduced. So the first bootleg called Crazy Kong was in Japan and then released to other parts of Europe. And then Crazy Kong Part 2 is the bootleg you would have played in North America. So here we go. This is slightly different, but still the same year. At some point in 1981 is whenever this one came out. So let's take a look at the artwork, which is essentially they took the Japanese advertising flyer we saw for Crazy Kong, and then they've translated it. So here we go. Crazy Kong Part 2. Try to help the girl on the top with your control lever and jump button. Clear every pattern. Eventually, Kong will come up to the top. So you jump over the barrel, jump over whatever that is, and then the question mark, and then attack with your hammer for extra points. If you get time left, you get extra points. The ladies' lost articles is what they refer to, the umbrella, purse, and hat. If you get more than an extra score, you get more than one player. When you lose all players, the game is over. And there it is, the example of the Crazy Kong cabinet as it would have appeared in North America, which essentially is the same game. You'll see a little tweaks, but it's the same game, but just in a different region. And there's our PCB, but there you go, the control panel for Crazy Kong with a very bizarre Donkey Kong on the far left side. Yes, he did look like he had a mullet. Where is it again? Yes. Man, Mario really looks like a carpenter in that one. Oh, man. Okay, so for the other versions of Crazy Kong Part 2, we have alternate levels. And then this was released as well in Japan. The French bootleg, and then we have another one in Japan with different sets. But we're going to play the one they released in North America, which is different than the one we had the last game. So again, developed by Falcom or ripped off by Falcom, and then published by Zaccaria. I put some really awesome artwork on the outside because this is Crazy Kong. So it's a different palette swap. The other one was green, this one's orange. So you can tell in the attract mode that we're still playing Donkey Kong. It looks exactly the same and plays exactly the same. This one, I believe, was a little bit tweaked a little bit harder than the other one. But this is Crazy Kong Part 2 in the same year. Way to go, Falcon, for ripping off Donkey Kong the same year it was released in Japan. Someone brought up why there isn't more clones, and we're seeing lots of clones for shooters, and that's because it was more popular in Japan, or the clones were happening in Japan first before they were released in other regions. Look, they have a cutscene. With Falcon made a cutscene for this one of Donkey Kong breaking out of jail. That's awesome. Yeah, it looks really good on this one. All right, so let's put a coin in. And we're pushing start, playing Crazy Kong Part 2, the sequel. Sounds exactly the same as Crazy Kong so far. I want to see if Mario still does the karate chop sound. Yeah, very simplified music. Doesn't have the charm as Donkey Kong. Yes! He's still got the karate chop in there. Awesome. So if you notice, we're getting faster barrels. It should be tweaked to be more difficult than the other ones. So we're probably going to watch me die, is my guess. How random are the barrels falling down? Let's see. That's not too bad. Okay, that's pretty good. I can dig that. Let's see if we can go all the way up. Yeah. Puts a lot of emphasis on the jump, which it should have been that way. This is the first platformer jumper with a person character. The only other one that was platforming jumping was Jump Bug. And so this is a character moving around on a platform jumping. So yeah, why not? Yeah. And it's so quiet too. I'm used to hearing the thumping or sound effects, and it's non-existent. So they're doing the same order. Oh, he didn't put the ladder. They're doing the same order as we did on the first Crazy Kong. It just looks like a different palette swap to me, and tweaked slightly harder than the other one. So Crazy Kong Part 2, Let's see if we can go up there quick. Raise the ladder. Got it, nice. Well, it's supposed to be tweaked harder, but we're still doing okay so far. I think it's bizarre that this was released and some people may have played this first before Donkey Kong. Is there anybody out there that played Crazy Kong first, or Donkey King, or any one of those other equivalents we've brought up before Donkey Kong? So it had to be someone that was in the arcades and saw this first. I'd love to know. In your world, I guess when you find out later it's Donkey Kong, but in your world, did you always refer to it as Crazy Kong before Donkey Kong? Go, go, go. All right, we're still doing pretty good. I am not picking up Pauline's things, or girl, or beautiful girl, whatever she's called in this one. We don't got time for that. The sound effects, right? Oh, and how difficult they are. Whenever I was younger, I remember they used to get me all the time. All right, so this should be the easy part. So you can tell the palette swap, even on the characters. They had given, I keep calling him Mario. I'm just going to say Brave Carpenter, because we don't know who Mario is at this point. It's only 1981. So the Brave Carpenter's palette was swapped out from Crazy Kong Part 1 and 2, but you can tell it's, the pixels are used exactly the same. I'm also wondering if Falcom just copied a PCB, like they literally just ripped a PCB off and did the exact same thing. Oh, I don't know if we can go this one. No, he got me. Yeah, see, the depth, they're just missing some of the tunes that were in the original Donkey Kong. Let's go! Oh, you did? That's awesome. All right, I don't know if we're going to finish this. I'm going to try just to see if there's another level or something different after this, because we haven't got to the next section, and I just want to see if we can before it closes us off. Oh, this will be hard, especially if he comes up here. Let's see if he takes the bait. I didn't pick up that umbrella for you, beautiful lady. I did it to avoid the fire. All right, I think we got this. Let's see. No! Oh my gosh, you see how fast it dropped down the ladder? Wow. Alright, here we go. Got it. The Crazy Kong is down. And they added changed the face. That's awesome. He doesn't look as demonic, Donkey Kong, it does, as in the first Crazy Kong. The other one, man, they changed his face to look insane. Alright, so it just repeats ad nauseum after that. Alright, so we'll do the same. Crazy Kong Part 1 and 2. I'll be slightly generous and do 3.5 stars. It is still a clone, but it's so new that I wanted to give it higher up. But we'll just do 3.5 stars, just above average for the time in 1981. Amazing that that exists. Oh yeah, and there's extra levels that we could play, and they've been packing and changing that since then. But for 1981, that's what you see is what you got so far. All right, with that, let's see what our next game is. We're now going to the VIC-20, and this is Crossfire. Let's take a look at Crossfire for the VIC-20, starting with the box. So front of the box, oh, nice. It's by Sierra Vision, which was titles that Sierra or Online Systems was putting out as their like action or arcade games. So if we look at the back of the box, the aliens have landed, taking over the city and destroying everything in their paths. You're all alone, surrounded and at their mercy. Laser shots are firing from all directions. To stay alive, you'll have to find out where the shots are coming from and watch where you're going because you'll get caught in the crossfire. Nice touch there. It looks like robot aliens, and they're showing a corner of a building like it's top-down view. But from what I saw, oh, nice. They got in French and I think German there for different versions. Any other artwork we have for Crossfire? Anything else? Nice, the cartridge for Crossfire. We love to put cartridges in home computers. Yeah, this looks, I would say, Targish is a great way to put it. Yeah, it's very similar to Targ, maybe even slower paced. But it is Online Systems or Sierra doing a Targ version of it. So for different versions, we have North America and Europe. We're going to do North America where it was released first. At some point in 1981, this is Crossfire by Online Systems. There you go, Jay Sullivan's Crossfire. Way to go, Jay. So right off the bat, it's booting up kind of like an arcade game. It went right into it. Yeah, it's a track mode. I'm not doing anything. It's keeping track of shots, which is interesting. And, oh, cool. So the only joystick button on the VIC-20, I pushed it, and it did the, I'm in the game. So I'm doing it. I'm moving around as the green spaceship, I guess, on the bottom. We didn't get a manual for this one, so I don't have lore to tell you what is what. But yeah, oh yeah, very much like Targ. Move around, different corridors. It's like almost a bare bones maze game, but with shooting now. And we got barriers or force fields that we can protect us from. The way it works with controls is the joystick, I'm moving, and then whenever I hold that movement and then hit the only button, that's whenever it fires that direction. So if I hold, oh, there we go. If I hold the button down, I'm stopped now. Oh, it stopped because I think I ran out of shots. Let's try it again. Yeah, it's just wasting shots whenever I do that, but I can't stop. I can't stop in one. Okay, here you go. Never mind, I'm here. So from this place, I can hold the button down and then now move the joystick and then fire, yeah, up top. If someone comes... So it looks like I could stay in this spot and camp. Let's see if I'm able to do it. There we go, yep. So I'm holding the button down and just shooting in the direction I want to go. And it works. Camping's working so far on Crossfire. But I have 16 shots left. I don't know what happens if I run out of shots. And for the VIC-20, this is awesome. For a Target clone, and how they got it to play so well, like an arcade game, is very impressive for the VIC. All right, so that's pretty much it for Crossfire, because I think there's other releases. So let's do, for the time, this one is above average. I don't know if I want to go for a full 4 stars. It's still very good. If you're a fan of Targ, this would be amazing. You'd give it a 4, maybe 4.5 for the time. So for the VIC-20, yeah, I'd say 3.5 stars for Crossfire. It's slightly above average, and gameplay works really well too. All right, so that's Crossfire on the VIC-20, and I think we got another one. Oh, we got 2 more. So this is Crossfire for the Apple II, and I believe this was the first release at some point in 1981, because Sierra and Apple, all their releases were here first. Okay, so let's take a look at the box for Crossfire on the Apple II. There we go. So still using the label Online Systems. This would have been the first one. If we flip it over on the back, is it the same one? Yeah, same story. Same one by Jay Sullivan. Don't get caught in the crossfire. And any other images we have for this one on the Apple II? It looks like, yeah, we have the 5 1/4 floppy disk, and that's about it. So playfield looks bigger than VIC-20. We're popping it in and playing. At some point in 1981, this is Crossfire for the Apple II. It does look like Silver Surfer. Oh, man. Got to get those robots in. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm seeing if it works like the VIC-20. Looks like the Apple joystick is not responding. When I pop this in the VIC, I just pushed the button on the joystick and it worked and I was in. So Apple is not doing the same thing, but I believe this one was first, so they didn't optimize it as much possibly. So that means I'm doing keyboard controls, at least for right now. So if I do spacebar, it loads up. Do I have joystick? No. So I'm in, but I don't even know how to move. Do we get a manual for this one? No, we did not. And I'm just getting shot up a bunch. I'm going to try the usual. Is it... Okay, cool. So the movement is using I, J, K, and L, which we've seen that before. If you have a keyboard in front of you and you look down, it's very similar to WSAD to move around. But now I need to know how to shoot, so let me find it. Oh, and we're already game over. Great start for Crossfire on the Apple II. All right, so trying it again. I know how to move my ship around. Now let's try shooting. Okay, got it. So I have a shot... Oh, interesting. Okay, so this one does different controls. I have movement controls with I, J, K, and L, and then I have shoot controls with E, D, S, and F. So if you got a keyboard, look down. This is, it's like WSAD, but you have movement on one side with I, J, K, and L, and then you have shooting with E, D, S, and F. What? That's so cool. So I'm able to shoot in different directions. In the VIC-20, I could only do the direction I was going. So cool idea. It's multi-directional controls. And if you want to consider this the first twin-stick shooter, you could. You're not using a joystick. It only works on keyboard. But I'm able to move one way and then shoot every other direction opposite to where I'm going using the other controls. That's pretty cool. Can I stop in the middle? It doesn't. Okay, so it doesn't stop in the middle. I can't camp out like I did in the Vic on the VIC-20. But control-wise, this is really unique. This is one of the first times we've seen the ability to move around and have totally different shot controls. Now it's kind of limited though because it's targ, so you have this grid that you have to constrain to. But it's still really cool that I can move and shoot. As I'm running away, I can shoot the enemies like this, and then go a different way. Yeah, like that. That's pretty cool. One of the first times we've experienced that on the channel, and I know everyone can watch and hear the video games, but playing the games is a big part of the channel. That's why I like to invite guests, because if you can play a little bit of it, you have a better idea of what the video game is. Otherwise, we'd be rating movies, or you could just watch and listen to a movie. But video games are meant to be played. All right, it's also minimal sound, but that's pretty typical for the Apple II. If this one came out first, I'd believe it. And I can understand why the VIC-20 didn't have the controls like this, if they just wanted to program the joystick in. Oh, yeah, this is pretty cool. For the Apple II, excellent game for 1981, for sure. I love that I can move around freely and then do different shots. What are these things that popped out? Oh man, the enemies are a little harder on the Apple II though, that's for sure. Okay, so this was Crossfire for the Apple II. I really don't want to rate these any different because they're so close to one another, but it is cool with the controls. I could bump it up to 4 for the ability to move one direction and shoot in another direction. It totally changes the game, and one of the first things we've ever seen. So yeah, I'll go 4 stars for the Apple II. Just a notch above, just because of those control change. All right, so after that, is there another one? Yes, we have another Crossfire for the Atari home computer. What does Atari do? This one usually, if you think of releases in 81, it usually was Apple II first, then Atari, and then the other computers after that. Exidy Sorcerer, you got me. I have no idea whenever the Exidy Sorcerer games were released. If anyone knows the catalog of Exidy Sorcerer releases, let me know. All right, let's take a look at the box. Should be the same one. Yeah. Oh, nice. They got actually interesting a person in first-person view on the front of the box. That's almost like foreshadowing or something. They really want to shoot the Silver Surfer-looking guy, or the Silver Robots. Any other artwork we have for Crossfire? Oh, nice. So inside the sleeve, this is the instructions you would have gotten on the Apple. So that is everything about the game. Okay, how to boot it up. Got it. To begin play, press a key. So to control your ship with I, J, K, and L. So you can use the keyboard and fire missiles, E, S, D, and F. Wait a second. I'm curious then if the VIC controlled that way, but I was using the joystick. Hold on one sec. I want to boot up the VIC and see if this one had the same keyboard controls, but I wasn't. I was using the joystick because I could, but I want to see if the keyboard responds to it. Let's see. Does this run the same way? I'm going to try the same controls we did on the Apple II. No, it does not. So joystick only. Yeah, it doesn't run. Okay. The score stands at 3.5 then. This means that the Atari should have the same controls. So any other... Oh, we have a manual now. Nice. We have the Crossfire manual for the Atari version. So the Atari one was done by Chris Iden. Way to go, Chris. And there it is. They have the Sierra Vision logo on online systems. Same story. Don't get caught in the crossfire. So they have the disc, ROM, and cassette, because you can use all three on the Atari system. Ready, set, play for the keyboard or joystick. Start in all three cases by pressing any key. You've received 35 missiles. When you're down to 10 missiles, you hear a clicking sound. To reload, run over that symbol, and you get more missiles. That's awesome. So to move your man, you move I, J, and K. L moves, and spacebar stops. So you can stop and camp in this one too. And then we have joystick controls as well. So joystick, if you want to fire simultaneously, push the button and toggle the joystick in the direction you want to fire. You can center the joystick in the direction you want to go, and then, let's see, yeah, so this one's probably the better of all three then, because it's allowing you to use the joystick. You don't technically have the dual stick controls, but you're able to do the joystick and those keyboard controls that we saw on the Apple II. And then there's our point system for Crossfire. Extra points every 12 missiles. You get, this will appear on the screen. You receive extra points, 100, 200, 400. Yes, rack up those points. Then extra ships, receive an extra ship after every 5,000 points, and then you can pause, and that's it. Yes, manuals. I love manuals. They tell us everything. Sometimes too many things. All right, so that is different versions. Let's load up Crossfire. Released at some point in 1981 for the Apple computer. The Atari 800. There we go. Oh, I just saw the chat. Great bit of tidbit information. I really enjoy King's Quest, so that's fascinating to me. And there you go. So graphic-wise, Atari 2's got the better graphics. So this is pretty simple for the Atari. So let's see what happens when I move the joystick and it starts just like the VIC-20. And here we go. I can move and I can camp. Stay in one spot, do my trick I was doing on the VIC. And then it should have the same keyboard controls as before. So let's try those out. Keyboard, I'm in, yes. Oh, sweet. Yes, so you can do it all. You can do the joystick just like you did on the VIC-20, and you have the keyboard controls just like on the Apple II. Oh, how do I stop on the keyboard control? I think it slides like it did on the Apple II. Game over. Resolution, though, I don't think it's using high-res graphics. At least when you consider it with the Apple II version. Yeah, you can see the larger pixel space. Man, so cool, though. If you're a big fan of Targ, this would be your go-to game. And when I can think of the other releases we've seen for the Apple II, it's a really great arcade game, action game in 1981. So right now I'm doing the keyboard controls so I can move and shoot in different directions. Oh, that's right, it was, right? Yes. That's right, space to stop, see? Now I can camp with keyboard controls. Gotta love those manuals, man. Oh yeah, this is the ultimate right here. If you want to play Crossfire. And I'm running low. I need to I need to know where the symbol is to pick up more bullets, right? Actually, where is my bullets? I'm not keeping track of it. There we go, got it. Okay, so it did leave a little path, but there's only like 4 dots blinking to give you control of your ship. That's awesome. And it goes right in the action, like you're playing an arcade game too. That's great. All right, I'm gonna go back to joystick and see if I can tell. Yeah, so it stops you in the middle automatically. You move the joystick over, and remember, you're on the Atari computer, so you're playing using the Atari joystick. You got the classic Atari joystick, and that is one of the biggest selling points for the Atari home computer at this time. All right, so here we go. Oh, he got me. He was onto my camping scheme. And I can make quick decisions. Yeah, so at first it feels like you're playing a tile-based game, but it allows you to switch back and forth. That's awesome. All right, so that was, I almost said Targ. That was Crossfire for the Atari home computer. That one, again, I'll go to 4 stars. Both Thou and the Apple II get the 4. Vic gets the 3.5. So still above average. Excellent game for the computer space, and kind of refreshing after all the strategy games and tactical games we played on the computer. To play something that good for the arcade style game on the home computer is awesome. That's what we're talking about. All right, so let's move on to our next game. After that, we have Crossword Magic. After I say an arcade game, and then we get to this. Let's see what Crossword Magic is for the Atari home computer. Starting with the box. It's got to be for crossword enthusiasts. Oh, build your own crossword puzzles. There we go. Okay. Yeah, easy to use, requires no special training. It increases your vocabulary and improves foreign language skills. Strengthens concentration and strategy skills. So this is by Mindscape. No way. Awesome. Okay, one of the first releases we've seen by Mindscape. Subsidiary of SFN. Not familiar with that one. But it allows you to make your own crossword puzzles. That's awesome. Any other artwork? Yeah, we have the advertisement flyer. Only one program allows you to create your own crossword instead of filling in someone else's. Crossword Magic. From Mindscape. I'm intrigued. For different versions, yet we have them. Oh, okay. Then I was mistaken. The Mindscape. I see. Okay. So we have 2 different versions of Crossword Magic. It looks like the original Crossword Magic was released at some point in 1981 by L&S Computerware. The box we just checked out was the Mindscape release, which was a re-release in 1985. So this box is one that you won't see until 1985. So they just re-released the same game. So I was all excited to see Mindscape, but no, Mindscape is not here yet. This is by L&S Computerware. So we're playing the first version from 1981. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. By L&S Computerware. So the original is the one released at some point in 1981. No Mindscape yet. So right off the bat, it looks like it had to be cracked by someone else, and then we're loading into it. Yes, that's probably what most people did. I just saw the chat for crossword puzzles. How old are you in 1981? All right, let's try to create a puzzle and see what happens. I'm using the joystick to push start. Oh, no, I'm pushing start on the console. So automatic puzzle sizing, we'll say yes. Okay, here we go. So enter a word. Let's try chip. And it fills it in. Sweet. Okay, so you can remove the word with Control X or enter a new word. Okay, I guess pot. Will it add it next to it? It does. Sweet. So yeah, you're making and building a crossword just by entering words. Tomb. Will it add it after that? Nice. Bomb. There. Oh, nice. It did it there. So you can actually relocate it too. So yeah, it's a crossword builder. And you can also play the crossword puzzles. So this is kind of a hybrid between an application and a video game. We all know that casual gamers, I'm going to use my mom, for example. And when I wanted to play a video game, she's not going to play an arcade game, but she will play a crossword puzzle. And there's lots of casual games like this, so it's considered a video game. And to build your own crossword puzzles is awesome. I wonder how it does the clues then. I wonder if you do that later. But anyway, that's cool how it did that. It can build your own crossword puzzles with Crossword Magic. That's awesome. So for the time, it's quaint. It works. I'll do 3 stars. It's average and works for the time. Oh wow, chiptune. I'm surprised. Over average. I guess for all the crossword enthusiasts, they would love that. I'll just do bare bones right down the middle because we technically didn't play the crossword. We were building it. And I'm sure it had some pretty cool features for that. All right, so let's move on and play our next release, which is Crosswords for the TRS-80 Cou-Cro. So this is another crossword game. I don't know if you're building the crossword puzzle or not in this one, but let's take a look at the box. There it is for the front. This is on cartridge and not one of the disc versions. And we have anything else for this? Just the example of what the cartridge looks like. Gotcha. But we have a manual. Yes. Crosswords on the Cou-Cro. All right, so let's see. We don't need to know how to load. It's going to load automatically for us. Number of players. You can have 4 people to play this. 2 different game modes, combination and single play. You create 1 word per turn, combining 7 letters selected by the computer. Each letter can be used once per turn. And then single play is Clear a playing field after each turn. Make up as many words as possible. New letters are added automatically. Nice. Oh, and you can use joysticks for this? Cool. And keyboard. Starting the game, once the crossword cartridge is inserted, you're going to see this, and we'll just follow the prompts there. And then it says we need to do, using the keyboard to select how long we want the games to last, and then what kind of controls we want. And then we're going to see this screen. The first player's name is in the upper left corner, and you'll see a time limit and clock. Scores are going to appear in the upper right corner. Below the name of the letter list and 2 arrows, and you can begin playing. The letter list is just random letters they made up, it looks like. And then what you do is use the arrow keys, position the cursor of your first letter, your word, and then spacebar moves the list to the upper right. Move the cursor so you're making words up. Okay, so it's not necessarily a full-on crossword as we would expect it. It's different than that. Well, I hope not. You got pretty good vocabulary to me. All right, so let's see 1 word's in position. So whenever you got your word, then the game proceeds as each player's new words are added to the... Oh, it's added to a crossword board. Interesting. Okay, so we'll refer back to that if we need to. Let's just pop it in, play a little bit of Crosswords. What is going to happen? How many players do we want? Let's do 2. Player number 1 is Chrono. Player number 2, let's do Ivan. Maybe we should have done everyone from chat. But to play, let's try the combination. How long is every turn? They're going to time us. We'll do 30 seconds, and then we'll just do keyboard for this one. So the way it works is I have the cursor to pick words from here. I guess I could do P-O-D, if that works. And then how did I, after the time limit goes out, I forget how to do it. Puke screen green is the reason we have the color computer. That's why it's called the color computer. It's in an ad somewhere, I'm sure. Okay, so how do I enter in the word after I'm done? Oh, there we go. So the next person's time, they can do... can we do... I want to see if it works. Can we do wuss? And then do I have... There's got to be a way to enter in the... What's the manual say? After I'm done, I don't want to wait for the timer to go down. How do I enter in that word? After you're done... press spacebar, move the cursor, press the button, move the spelling error. After finishing, oh, okay, there we go. After finishing, move it over to this side. To that. There. There we go. Now Ivan's up. So, okay, it didn't take the last one. And so you just go turn by turn, and you're making up words, and it creates a crossword puzzle. So they actually made on the Cou-Cro the crossword as a game. The other one was a tool to build a crossword and then you play a crossword, but this is like a crossword game where you're taking letters and you're making the words up and then making them fit inside a crossword. So that's pretty cool. That's like a mix of a crossword puzzle and turning it into a video game. I'm still going to go around 3 stars for the time. I like the idea of it playing as a game, though. So we'll say the same. 3 stars, still about average for everything else we've seen up to this point. If you get really excited for crosswords, I could see the score going up. But if you consider every game we've seen up to this point, crossword magic and crosswords is cool. I'd still say it's about average, though. All right, and with that, we've reached the end of our evening playing every video game in 1981, and we're going to keep going, playing the rest of the releases in alphabetical order. Let me know if there's any games we've missed or haven't seen yet. Someone to bring up Vanguard, and when we get to V's, we will see Vanguard. And Ultima, of course, when we get to the U's, we'll see Ultima. Any others and anything else we see, we're so thankful for everyone watching on Twitch and YouTube. We will catch you next time. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without RetroArch and Launchbox. Please tell your friends there's some crazy guy out there trying to play every single video game. You can always check out Chronologically Gaming on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We will catch you next time.